Back to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me at MarketSite, we have Danielle Shea. She is the director of options over at Simpler Options, and we're here to focus on using technical analysis and option strategies to trade sector ETFs. Danielle, it's great to have you with us in studio. Let's talk about some sectors that you're looking at first. Phoenix sectors, which ones are those?
So the Phoenix stocks and the Phoenix sectors, these are the ones that rise from the ashes the quickest right after you have a market pullback. So for example, in December, the correction that we saw, right after that, we immediately saw money coming into the communication sector as well as the consumer discretionary sector. Those were the sectors that started rising from the fastest and therefore are the Phoenixes.
All right, now before we get into technical analysis, from a fundamental point of view, consumer spend and confidence remain strong.
Yes, definitely. Consumer spending remains very strong. We can see that in numbers especially, and you can see that especially in the fact that the consumer discretionary sector is one of the fastest growing sectors, and it was very strong, especially in the past few years as well.
All right, now when you look at technical analysis, how do you use it from a very broad perspective to help establish your targets, whether it's the Phoenix sector or any stock or ETF you look at?
Yes, of course. So I use a combination of Fibonacci. I'm very big into that from Carolyn Broden, my mentor, the Fibonacci queen, as well as just basic moving averages and then price in relation to the moving averages. So with a combination of these three factors, put that all together and look for strong trending sectors as well as stocks.
So based on the fundamentals and the technical levels that you're looking at, this will help you devise which option strategies you are going to use. Give us an example of how that process looks.
So when I have a very strong sector, that basically looks like a price above all the moving averages, nice straight stacked moving averages, and it also has to be supported by Fibonacci. So I need to see very strong areas of Fibonacci support and clusters underneath that price action to tell me that the sector is moving higher. So when I have a strong sector like discretionary or communications, I like to trade those with long options particularly, but I also like butterflies and selling put credit spreads as well, depending on how aggressive I am in the moment.
Right, well, it's also another way to generate some income as well, which investors are always looking for. It sounds like technical analysis, especially when you use fib levels, was it hard to pick up, to learn, or is it just like understanding what patterns look like and applying it to different types of asset classes?
You know, I came into this industry in a very different way. I used to be a teacher actually, and so I've studied a variety of different languages, and I look at reading the chart patterns as a different language. And so for me, I love reading the patterns, and it was a little bit difficult to pick up Fibonacci, but at the end of the day, I mean, that is my bread and butter strategy.
All right, Danielle, thank you so much for spending time with us at Market.